You've been studying wrong your whole life. Most students forget 90% of what they learn within a week. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're stupid. It's because you were never taught how memory actually works. Meanwhile, in Japan, students remember lessons for years, sometimes decades. And no, they don't have bigger brains. They don't have magical genetics. They have a system, forged through centuries of discipline and culture that turns fragile information into unbreakable memory. And today I'm going to give it to you, step by step, technique by technique. By the end of this video, you'll know how to study once and remember it forever. Let us begin. Most students stop learning when school ends at 3 p.m. In Japan, that's when it begins. Every afternoon, millions of students walk into Juku private evening schools where they review the same material 3, 4, even 5 times a week. It's not punishment, it's precision, because each repetition tells the brain, this matters. Store it, strengthen it. Repetition is not boring. It's the foundation of memory. Apply this. Your personal Juku. Spend 20 minutes every evening reviewing the day's lessons. Don't reread, rewrite from memory, or teach it out loud. 2 days later, test yourself for 5 minutes. Review again after 1 week. This ritual builds memory far stronger than any late-night cram. But repetition is just the beginning. The real secret lies in momentum. Western students wait until the night before an exam, then panic. Japanese students follow Kaizen, the ancient principle of small, continuous improvement. 15 minutes a day, 20 at most. That's all it takes. Because your brain doesn't grow from rare marathons. It grows from daily micro steps. Tiny steps, massive change. Choose one topic and study 15-20 minutes a day, no skipping. Consistency beats duration. Missing 1 day is worse than studying less. Every 2 weeks, slightly increase the difficulty or time. Kaizen turns studying into a reflex, and reflexes don't need motivation. But repetition and habit are just 2 pillars. To truly remember, you must wield the most powerful weapon of all. Most students reread their notes again and again and again. Wrong. That's like sharpening a sword without ever swinging it. Japanese students use active recall. They close the book and pull knowledge out of their minds. Every time you retrieve information, the memory pathway grows stronger, thicker, faster. After finishing a chapter, close the book and write everything from memory. Highlight what you forgot. Review that part the next day. Repeat weekly until you can write it all from scratch. They don't read knowledge, they own it. But memory isn't forged in a single strike. It needs time and rhythm. The human brain forgets most new information within days, unless you remind it that something matters. Japanese students use spaced repetition reviewing material at increasing intervals. Day 1, Day 3, Day 7, Day 14, Day 30. Each review is a hammer strike, strengthening the steel of memory. It's not about how much time you spend, it's about when you spend it. Review after 1, 3, 7, 14, and 30 days. Use flashcards or quizzes. If it's easy, space it further. If it's hard, move it closer. Now your knowledge is solidifying. But what about the complex monsters? How do Japanese students memorize over 2,000 kanji? They don't. They rebuild them. They break them into smaller parts called radicals, each with its own meaning, then piece them back together. Your brain loves structure. Feed it structure, and even chaos becomes clear. Apply this 3 to 5 rule. Break any large topic into 3 to 5 chunks. Give each chunk a name, meaning, or story. Reconnect the chunks into the whole once each is mastered. Once the monster is tamed, you must now speak the knowledge into existence. Most language learners memorize lists. Japanese students use shadowing. They listen to a native speaker and repeat every word just behind them, first whispering, then aloud, then from memory. It builds pronunciation, rhythm, grammar, and rewires the brain to think in the language itself. Pick a 1-minute audio clip. Repeat it just behind the speaker. Shadow it 5 times. Whisper, speak, speak from memory. But language isn't the only thing they mix. Even chaos becomes a teacher. Most students study one subject for hours. Japanese students mix them. This is called interleaving, switching subjects every 15-20 minutes. It forces your brain to identify problems before solving them the exact skill exams demand. It feels messy, confusing, even frustrating. Good. That's the sound of your brain growing. Apply this 3 times 20 rule. Pick 3 subjects and rotate every 20 minutes. Review key ideas before switching. Do this for 3-4 rounds per session. And once you can shift gears on command, you're ready to teach. Teaching isn't the end of learning. It is learning. Japanese students explain concepts aloud to empty rooms, to pets, even to the air. Because if you can't explain something simply, you don't truly understand it. This is the Feynman technique, and it reveals your weak spots instantly. Teach your topic to an object. Note where you hesitate, that's where you're weak. Rest D and teach again until the explanation flows. Mastery is near, now sharpen your focus. Japanese students treat focus like a weapon, and they train it with the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of deep focus, 5 minutes of rest. Repeat 4 times, then a long break. This rhythm prevents burnout and builds attention like a muscle. Set a 25-minute timer, 1 task only. No phone, no distractions. Take a 5-minute break. After 4 rounds, rest for 20-30 minutes. Focus mastered, memory unlocked. Now we enter the mind itself. Even ancient scholars used this, the method of Rochi, the memory palace. Japanese students still use it today. Turn each fact into a ridiculous image and place it in a familiar location. The stranger the image, the stronger the memory. Your brain is wired for stories and places, not abstract data. Pick 10 locations in a familiar space. Assign 1 fact per location as a vivid, absurd image. Walk through the palace in your mind to recall it. But knowledge is nothing without reflection. Every night, Japanese students reflect. 4 short lines that transform mistakes into mastery. What did I study? What stayed? What failed? What will I change tomorrow? It takes just 5 minutes, but it turns every session into progress. Answer those 4 questions daily. Adjust your plan based on the answers. Improve every single day. And now, your final lesson. Now you know the way. Repetition. Kaizen. Active recall. Spaced repetition. Chunking. Shadowing. Interleaving. Teaching. Pomodoro. Roshi. Each one is powerful alone. Together, they are unstoppable. Most people study for hours and remember nothing. But imagine studying once and remembering it for life. Exams become easy, languages flow, new skills stick. That's how Japanese students learn faster, deeper, and longer than almost anyone else. Not with luck, not with talent, with method. I am Stick Sensei, and your training begins today.